Good morning, everyone. Beautiful sunrise. I am talking to you today to try to give you a little encouragement. I want to share a little bit about my journey and hopefully inspire you on your journey. Basically, this used to be me. I was 237 pounds, chronic low back pain, and never really saw myself doing very much as an athlete for the remainder of my adult life. And you can see how I transformed, and both of those pictures were within the same year. So if you were like me and you thought, oh, my days of being athletic or doing anything in that capacity are behind me, well, hopefully you can learn from what I learned, which is it's never too late. At age 41, I lost about 60 pounds, and I went from not even being able to run a quarter mile without being out of breath to completing my first race, a 5K, pretty challenging, steep hills, and finished that 10 months later. And a month after that, finished my first 10K race and placed first in my age group and in the Masters division. And I never looked back. So I went from not thinking I could ever do anything athletic, not thinking I could reinvent myself, to now over 100 races later and 14 more years into the future. And not only have I surpassed anything I ever thought I could do, but I accomplished more in life, helping others as well. I was a personal trainer for 6 years, had my own side business. I've been a counselor for 31 years. But if you would have asked me 15 years ago, will you ever run? I would have said, no way. I will never be a runner. I had sore knees, chronic low back pain, I was overweight, and I run 5 days a week. Probably the most I've ever run was about 1,600 miles in 1 year, and that was in my 40s, late 40s. I'm 55 now. I have run over 100 races, from a 5K to a 25K. And I have trained other people. I've trained a competitive cyclist. I've helped people lose weight, and I've done so much more than I ever thought I could, including coaching a championship track and field team as a head coach. And I'm happy to help you with your fitness. And if you ever think that you can't do something, please know that you can do so much more than you realized if you have the right knowledge and the right plan, and you're committed and motivated to make a change. So if you'd like some guidance in accomplishing that, and you can do what I did and get into your healthiest body that you can be in, and see where life takes you, like it took me. And another thing, if you would have asked me 15 years ago, will you run a race? Will you run 100 races? Will you run farther than a half marathon? Will you run the toughest road half marathon in the United States? I would have said, you're dreaming. And I've since accomplished all that, and Now I'm living in beautiful Costa del Sol, the southern coast of Spain, and I would love to inspire you to live your healthiest, happiest life. And if you are interested in what I did and can you do it, the answer is yes, you can. Simple plan, 5 principles. You need to start eating healthy, stay hydrated. And when I say hydrated, I mean drink a gallon of water a day. You need to get outside. You need to get good sleep. And you need to exercise. Start doing those things on a regular basis, one small step at a time, and you can get there too. The probably the 2 most challenging of the 5 things would be the exercise and eating healthy, especially if you've been in a habit of eating junk food and eating the standard American diet, which abbreviated is SAD, and it's unfortunate. I lived my whole life up until just moving to Spain in one of the most unhealthy countries in the world, the United States, where most of the food is not food and is definitely not healthy for you. It's mostly processed. And I've learned so much about nutrition and health in your brain, and have some good reads for you if you're interested. A couple great books that you could read. One of them is called Spark, and that's with Dr. Ratey, and he was a Harvard med student, psychiatrist, and he's written a book called Spark that's all about exercise and the brain and mental health and how much exercise can help you. And another good read is Your Brain on Food, and that's by a different doctor, also a Harvard med student, who's a nutritional psychiatrist and a chef. And I can post those links in the description for those books if you're interested in seeing the science behind what I'm talking about. But know this, that no matter where you are or your age, you're never too late to start, and you can accomplish so much more than you ever could have imagined if you just have the right information, the right plan, and the right attitude. You can accomplish your dreams too. I hope you have a wonderful day, and until next time, here's a little piece of Costa del Sol and the sunrise. Have a great day, everyone.